out to the annual SGA Presidential and Executive Vice President debate. My name is Colin Wojciechowski. I'm the chair of the election board, and it is my pleasure to be hosting this debate with you today with my friend and colleague, Mr. McKinney, the editor-in-chief of the Retriever Weekly. So, basically, we're going to go over the rules very briefly, and then we'll jump right in. Questions will be asked of each candidate. Each candidate will be given a minute and 30 seconds to respond to the question. After each ticket that wishes to respond has, one rebuttal will be allowed for each ticket to respond to another candidate's statement. A rebuttal will be limited to 30 seconds. Candidates should indicate that they wish to respond by raising their rebuttal cards. The audience should remain silent and respectful while candidates respond and save their applause until the very end of the debate. During the debate, if you in the audience have a question that you wish to ask of the candidates, please write it down on the note card that is on the chair that you are sitting in, and then wave it, and Mr. Rudolph, raise your hand, Mr. Rudolph will come by and collect the question. Or if you prefer, you can tweet your questions to @UMBC Elections at any time during the debate. So, without further ado, we will get started then.
So with that, we're going to get right into opening statements. So opening statements will last 1 minute, and we will start by alphabetical order by the president's last name. So Max and Ganesh will start. We will then hear from Arash and Jeffrey, and then we will go right to Hamza and Melissa.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Max Barnhart. I'm a political science and philosophy double major, and I'm running for SGA president.
Hi everyone, my name is Ganesh Mysore. I'm seeking a dual degree in biochemical engineering and political science. I'm a sophomore, and I'm running on a ticket with Max Barnhart for the position of Executive Vice President of the Student Government Association.
Here at UMBC, I've done many things. I've been an SGA senator, the treasurer for the Moms Boys a cappella group, on the executive council for my fraternity, Pi Kappa Phi, of staff met first, male student staff member of the Women's Center, and last year, Black and Gold Awards Emerging Leader of the Year. Ganesh?
Well, I've been a senator for the past year and a half, and I currently serve as the Assistant Speaker of the SGA Senate. Max has a stellar record of his involvement at UMBC. I'm an engineer.
And so together what we want to do is share insight, engage students, and unite UMBC around 4 issues: athletics, mental health, sustainability, and student fees, more of which we'll explain throughout this debate.
Hi guys, hi, my name is Arash. I'm running for president. I'm a history and political science double major.
What's up everyone, I'm Jeff. I'm an information systems major and a junior, and I'm running for vice president.
Our platform is basically, we don't use words like accountability, representation, sustainability, transparency. To us, those words don't mean anything. They're glittering generalities. They're fluff. What we're for is 3 specific things in our campaign. We want better food choices for students, including on weekends. We want a balance between student parking and expansion, which Student Development Office we don't think is currently planning. And then thirdly, we want longer library hours because it's harder to study in the RLC.
Hey guys, I'm Hamza.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm a financial econ major, and I'm running for SGA president.
I'm a junior media and communication studies major, and I'm running for executive vice president with Hamza.
And the reason we're running is really for one reason and one reason only. Over the past 3 years, SGA has played really an integral part in our experience at UMBC. It has been something that has allowed us to get involved. It is something that has allowed us to meet some of our lifelong friends. But most importantly, it's really allowed us to shape our community. It's given us the ability to say that we can make an impact in athletics. We can make an impact in getting students involved on campus. We can make an impact in getting students involved in the community.
Okay, thank you all very much. So, we'll start with our first question. We'll start with Arash, and then we'll just move down the line. So, our first question. Take one plank from your platform and explain to us in 90 seconds how you would implement this change on campus.
All right, that's fantastic. I'll choose the first one, better food choices, especially on the weekends. Right now, food choices are chosen by a food and services committee that meets with Chartwells. There's about 10 to 12 students on that committee. It's not well advertised. Most people don't know about it. We would do 2 things with it as we were president. So one thing, we would use the formal power of our office. We would push for more diverse food options on weekends, especially, so we don't just have salsaritas and D-Hall. We have something else. Maybe we have Mondo's open, whatever is more cost efficient. You have to balance pragmatism with idealism in that case. So whatever we say to Chartwells is not necessarily what they're going to do. And secondly, we would promote the Food and Services Committee. It's not under SGA's purview right now. It's, I think, in the Office of Student Life, and we would have more students involved. So it's not 10 students making choices for 10,000. It's maybe 50, it's as many 50, 60 students participating, representing the student voice. We're good.
Thank you very much, Max and Ganesh.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about the athletics part of our platform. We believe that we're at a crucial moment in UMBC history because we are getting a new athletics director, which reveals the priorities of that department for students, because whatever they decide, whatever basis they use to decide who the new director is going to be, will inform us on what this administration believes athletics should be doing. However, for the past few years, athletics has not been doing what students want. It has been focusing a lot on student athletes who are important, but not enough on the recreation side. So if we were to become president, vice president, Ganesh and I would work with members of the department like Mike D'Arcangelo, as well as the new director of athletics, to form a body that presents shared governance for the recreation side of athletics, because Athletics Policy Committee doesn't really deal with the part of the BRAC and the athletics department that affects every single student here at UMBC. We need a way for students to continually get their input into the department in the place that matters most to them. We would also work to try and make simple fixes, such as recording how long students want to be at the rack, so we have hours that best reflect the needs of students, making sure that machines, when they're broken and are scheduled to be fixed, are actually being told that they're going to be fixed, as opposed to having signs on them for 3 months. And we would make sure that when there are rules violations, students know what they can do. Right now, the only process for reporting problems is have a conversation with a member of the staff that students might not be equipped to have. So we need to help them be able to engage with the department in the most effective way possible.
The plank we really want to talk about is sustainability. Right now, I'm currently working in the Senate in partnership with the executive department and bringing to campus a bike sharing program. Some of you may start seeing advertising on INET and the posters. We really use bike sharing as a way to empower the student body, so when you're on that Friday late night grind and you want to have a movie night, you're not beholden to having a car on campus or waiting for a bus to take you to Giant to buy your late night movie chips and dip. We also see it as an ability for us to explore our community, explore Catonsville and Arbutus, and really use it as an opportunity to get some exercise. We all spend too much time studying and not time enough exercising.
Another thing we want to work on is composting. We have great cups and bins that we can use, and we only have 1 bin in the commons. We want to expand that. We want to educate, oh, that's really close. We want to educate all of the students on how to compost, reduce, reuse, recycle. I mean, that's what we're all about here. We're one of the leading institutions of sustainability, and we want to follow through on that.
And the last and crucial thing we want to talk about, which is not really the flashiest thing, but it is an important thing, is low flush toilets. At the end of the day, in the state of Maryland, we're paying a flush tax. And more importantly, when we go in the bathroom and whatever we choose to do in there, we're using an arbitrary amount of water for each instance. We want to take the opportunity to say, we only want to use a little bit of water because we don't want to waste our water, we don't want to pay that extra cent in tax, and more importantly, we want to continue our push in being a sustainable campus.
Thank you very much. Arashi, you have a rebuttal of 30 seconds.
Alright, I have a question for both candidates actually. This year there was a huge MyUMBC post on the rack. It actually, SGA recently won $80,000 to the rack to be renovated, correct? But my question was, where was this last year when people were complaining about broken machines? And why did it get to the point where there had to be a huge MyUMBC post, President Urbowski, commenting on it? Why did it take so long for the rack to be a focus? And then more to sustainability. There's been a sustainability guide in the SGA office since 2010, really. And I haven't, as a student, I haven't really seen any progress on that front. There have been increasing recycling numbers every year, but composting, bike sharing, it's all been in that plan since 2010.
Okay, that's 30 seconds. It's fine. Anybody have a rebuttal? Hamza?
Sure, absolutely. We just wanted to touch on the fact that this year SGA has made tremendous progress in making sure that there is more student representation in the RAC and athletics. Senators Hannah Khan and Aisha have been doing great work in conjunction with David Stonko and Kyle Woods, who have met with athletics, who have been involved in the process in making sure that RAC hours are expanded, and more importantly, that we're placing a greater emphasis on renovation and upkeep. Those 4 people have done a great job, and we're proud of the work they've done, and we want to continue that, because at the end of the day, we need to be exercising, and that's a great way to relieve stress and look good.
Max, rebuttal?
I'd like to also add that in addition to all of this work that's being done through institutional development and other senators, even I've been working from a fees perspective to make sure that the money exists within the athletics department, which up until now it kind of hasn't. With the peer review survey and the whole peer review initiative that I took part in this entire year, basically we published a recommendation to spend more money on recreation and a little bit less on the varsity travel budget. So it's a multi-dimensional, multifaceted approach that SGA is indeed taking to make sure that the RAC works for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, so our next question is specifically for our presidential candidates. The SGA president is often called on to represent the student body, be it at certain ceremonial occasions, be it a new student day, community event, or if we're having visitors to campus. So our question is, if you were representing UMBC students and SGA to an outside group, what would you tell them about us? So we'll start with Max, and then we'll go to Hamza, and then Arash.
UMBC SGA is a place where I've been able to find myself, unlike any other organization I participated in. Unlike high school or other college SGAs, we have the opportunity to participate in governance in a manner akin to that in the outside world. If you want to change something, you have to know about the policy that you want to change. You have to have a specific implementation of what you want to change and the initiative to do it. And the best part is, the administration is always responsive. If you have a problem and you're able to show the determination, the drive, the willingness to get whatever you want done, they're going to listen and they're going to have respect for you. And that's amazing because it allows us as students